All right, guys. So I want to show you something with respect to the sill plate when you're creating your floor types. Now, as we learned with our wall section unit, that our floor system actually sits on top of a sill plate, and that sill plate is attached to the foundation walls. Um, the way I've done these tutorials right now, they show you how to create your custom floor types, and they show you how to add those floors to your um, Revit project, but it doesn't quite show you how to properly draw those floors. Um, so if right now I'm seeing my 3D view, I've got my exterior deck, I've got my finished floor and my floor system created for my little example tutorial here. So what I want to do is first thing is I'm just going to go back to hidden line here, just so my program doesn't lag on me. Least amount of detail on there, the better. I'll be able to move through things a lot quicker. But I'll go back to my top of main floor level, first of all, and just to show you a couple things here. So essentially, depending on what type of exterior finish you have for your building, the position of the sill plate is going to be different on the foundation wall depending on your details. So if I have a building that has siding, for instance, that sill plate will actually be installed to the outside edge. So outside edge right here of my foundation wall. In the case of something where there's stone or any masonry type of construction, we will install the inside face of the sill plate on the inside of the foundation wall, because we have to allow a spot for the stone or brick or masonry unit to rest directly on top of the foundation wall. And then the leftover dimension becomes our airspace. So if I go down to my east elevation, so I'm just going to double click on my east elevation, you'll notice and there's various ways you can select. So if I was having trouble selecting my flooring or a wall or something, there's the particular, see that when I click on it, it pops up floors, my floor. If I click on this one, right, it's my hardwood floor. So I'm starting to examine a little bit with my hardwood floor what potentially was wrong with that. So if I go to that and I click on that, remember I got that message in the other tutorial that told me that there was overlapping. So floor, hardwood floor, right? I'm going to edit the type, because for whatever reason, notice now it says it's 1 foot thick. So something happened that didn't save properly, but that's the reason why it overlapped, because I did that height offset of 3/4 because my floor should be only 3/4 of an inch thick. So right now I'm actually, it's showing, but it's overlapping, and that's a problem. So I have to go back and edit. So you shouldn't get that error if you set everything up in your floor types properly. Just as when I was kind of rushing through to get things set up for you, I just overlooked that. So I'm just going to go and change this back to 3/4. Hit OK. Hit apply OK. And now you'll see that that problem is gone. So if I go back now to my 3D view and I change it to my realistic, now I have that hardwood floor, and it will be sitting on top of my subfloor. So that's the reason why. So now when I click on that, I'm getting the hardwood floor, and it's showing as a thinner floor unit rather than what it was before. Okay, so that kind of clears up that. Again, now if I go to my top of, or my elevation, you'll notice that I have my floor. That floor falls between this level here and this level here, which is my top of main floor level and my top of sill plate level. I have this little tiny gap between my top of sill plate level and my top of foundation wall, right here. That's because I haven't drawn my sill plate in there yet. And the sill plate is going to be the same thing as drawing my foundation walls. the method of doing so. And it's going to be the same method of actually creating a wall in Revit. So if I go back, so my sill plate now is installed on top of my foundation wall. So I want to draw that wall on the top of my foundation. So if I go to my top of foundation level, okay, you'll notice that you see my actual floor plan and everything that's drawn above. And what I'm going to do is, oops, sorry guys, I'm going to do something here. I'm still in the floor command here. So I got to go back up to my architecture and I got to go to wall. Okay, I've created a basic wall sill plate for this purpose. I'm on my top of foundation wall level. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing. So when I draw my wall again, my sill plate, I want to make sure that I change the wall center line. And I'm going to show a situation where you have a masonry. So I'm going to go finish face exterior, or actually finish face interior. And I can use this, actually take my apologies guys, I'm going to go with the finished face exterior. So I'm going to show an example if you have siding on the outside. This will have to be a little bit different. What we really should be doing, and maybe I'll do that first, is we should be actually creating our foundation wall. All right, so I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I apologize for the confusion in the tutorial here. So if I go to the foundation wall will start at, the base constraint will start at my top of footing level and extend up to my top of foundation wall level. So I'm going to want to go to my top of footing level first. I'm just going to save the project. You notice how I don't see my plan at all right now, okay? In order to show the outline of my main floor, and this is the importance of why we want our main floor drawn first, because we use the main floor footprint to do all this other work that we have to add to our file. So if you scroll down, you'll notice there's something that says underlay under the properties. Right now it says range base layer none. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say I want my range base level. So I want my base level, you know what? I'm going to do the underside of footing. So, and my top level, I want it to top level to be top of my main floor wall. So that's basically, and you'll see how it pops up. And I'm going to look up and I'm going to apply it. So now it shows all of my details of my walls looking up from my footings. Now, I can change that if I want to see a little bit more detail to look down and apply it. And now I can actually see the thickness of my walls and everything drawn in my main floor plan. Now I can use these lines, and it's just a watermark, so it's not actually on my top of footing level. But now I can use that to start drawing walls. So if I go to my wall tool, I haven't had a chance, I don't think, under foundation to create a foundation wall type. So again, if I go to foundation wall type, edit the type, duplicate it, and change this to read 8 inches, hit OK, edit it, change it to actually 8 inches. If you get this, you notice how I changed this. If you're not getting the preview looking the way you want, so this is showing a section view of it and how it would look in section if you were to cut through it. And this is gonna, I can change it to the floor plan view. So that's what I wanted to see there. I've got 8 inches now, hit OK, hit OK. So now I have my foundation wall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start drawing the wall. So I'm gonna pick the end point. So I want the foundation wall to be flush. The face of the foundation wall should be flush with the exterior face of my existing wall above. So when I go my location line, I'm going to go to finish face exterior. You'll notice some other details here. I'm just going to say for now, just draw your walls. Don't worry about this base offset stuff, and don't worry about where it locates itself in terms of the 3D view. There's some weird thing that I, in my many years of teaching Revit, still haven't figured out how to fix this particular issue, but it's something that we can modify later on. And then as I start drawing, so you'll notice that as I draw my wall, it's drawing it in the correct location. So the exterior of my foundation wall is flush with the exterior face of my main floor walls. If I start going down the other direction, it now is putting the face of my foundation wall actually on the wrong side of the wall. So before you lay down your next, before you lay down that segment of the wall, just move your cursor in one of the other directions to make sure the wall is going where you want it to go. And then all I do is I go all the way around and picking those endpoints all the way around the perimeter of my structure, making sure I come back to the point I started off with, right? And then once I'm done, I escape. And then if I go to my 3D view, you'll notice I have a bunch of foundation walls here. Now, those walls, unfortunately, are not currently falling between my top of foundation or top of footing level and my top of foundation wall level. If I were to click on it and look at my details, okay, it's going from top of footing to top of footing again. So what I want to do is I want to change this to top of foundation, apply it, and it says here a base offset of -12. Change that to 0 and apply it. Okay, now it's showing my 4-foot high foundation wall that I should have going around this entire project here. Now, to easily fix this, I don't want to have to go around and do this individually for every wall segment of my foundation wall. So if I go to top of footing level, and let's just see here if this will work for me. If I turn off, not going to do that for me. So I'm going to go back to my 3D view. Just going to use my little orbit tool over here, and I'm going to orbit this so I can see all my foundation walls. And if I click on and I hit the control button, I can go around and I can select all my foundation walls. At one time that I haven't changed. And then I'm just going to go and change this to 0 and change this up to top of foundation wall level and apply it. You'll already see this under unconnected, it says 4 feet. That's how you know that you have the proper dimension. Hit apply. And now it's changed all my foundation walls quick and easy to what they're supposed to be. And I can kind of orbit this thing around again. And there are our our foundation walls. So that is how we quick and easily add foundation walls to our plan. So those walls have been added. Okay, so if I go back to my east elevation, I now have my foundation wall. It falls between my top of foundation level and my top of footing level. While I'm at it, I might as well show you it because it's very easy to do. I'm going to show you how to add your footings very quick and easily to your model as well. So if I go up to up to structure, we have an option here for where it says, you'll see where it says wall, and it has a foundation wall with a footing highlighted. I'm going to click on that. You'll notice that I have a wall foundation bearing footing 36 by 12. Well, like I can with anything, with floor types, with wall types, I can edit this type. Okay. I can duplicate it And I'm going to call this bearing footing. And we know by the project that we want 20-inch wide by 6-inch footings. Hit OK. And then all I have to do here is I just have to change my dimensions. So the width is 20 inches, which is 1 foot 8. And the thickness of it is 6 inches. Now again, guys, I can't 100% remember from the project outline whether I've told you if the thickness of the footings are supposed to be 8 or 6, but obviously you'd make the thickness based on the dimension given to you in the outline of the project. Once I've got that, I hit OK. And if I go back to my 3D mode, so you'll see now my current structure I'm using for a footing is 20 by 6. I can go to my 3D view here, pick my 20 by 6 view, and all you have to do, guys, is literally just pick all of the foundation walls that you just created, and it will add your footings automatically to your plan. All right, so I'm going to stop there in terms of, I've given you guys a lot of stuff there, but I've shown you now how you can quickly and easily add foundation walls and footings to your Revit project.